going on? Welcome to BAM by Any Means Necessary's Community Spotlight. It's been a while. I know 2020 has been crazy, but I am so excited and I am honored to have author Monica Quinones with me today, author of Instant Single Mom. Yes. Instant Mom, Instant Single Mom. All moms are like, oh my God, instantly this happened. But it's Instant Single Mom. And in like I said earlier, 2020 has been a crazy year. It's a lot going on. A lot of unexpected things has happened to us this year. And I think it is a very timely thing to have you on the show today. And while Instant Single Mom is not directly related to what's going on this year, I think it's something that can definitely help a lot of people who have had a changing year. So welcome, Monica. Thank you for coming on the show today, all the way from
Gainesville, Virginia.
Yes. Which is like north, right?
Yes.
So it's kind of near DC.
Yes.
Okay, so thank you for coming all the way to Hampton to talk about your book. So before we get into the book, who is Monica?
All right. Well, again, I'm Monica Quinones. I am an author. I'm also a transformation consultant.
What is that?
So
like bodies, minds?
Minds.
Okay.
So just helping people, channel through the storms of life and still persevering through their purposes, because life can throw you a curveball, and then you have your work, you have your life,
right?
And sometimes it's not correlating.
Right.
Jobs don't always understand.
And so often, I love that because it's kind of like if you think about a race, you think about NASCAR, the pit crew. Mm-hmm. You're kind of like a pit crew type person that can help people like get a tune up, get whatever they need to stay focused, because we all have purposes. We all have visions and places that we want to go to. But so often, life can knock us down, and not everyone knows how to get up and knows how to get our minds back on track. And because once your mind is off, it's going to throw everything else off. Vision, all of that's going to have to wait, because we're not who we are, who we need to be in that moment. Right. So that's great that you're there for people and everything. I know what Monica has went through, but you guys have not heard everything yet. But I think that that's amazing that you're using your story and your pain and your triumph to help others, because we can go through things, but if we don't help others on the other side, like, what's the point? Right. Really. Right. I think that's dope. So you do that. You're an author. You're a mom.
Yes.
Are you still a counselor too?
No. I'll just say that I'm here purposed on an assignment. And that's all.
So whatever it needs to be at that time, you're there. Monica, I met. Zaria is now 11, so we met before I had her. Right. So we've known each other for like 12 years now. So I know. And it's so funny because a lot of us who have I feel like that was like an extreme boot camp for everything, for being parents, for being people who are helping others with their purposes, us ourselves having to really kind of be on that ground zero. Right. We went through a lot, and I can see how we have developed that training ground into good fruitful purposes today. So let's talk about the book. The book is called Instant Single Mom. How did this come to be? Let's talk about your story. Okay. I don't have no tissues, Monica, so we're going to keep this real okay with the storytelling time. But go ahead. Okay.
So let's just try to paint the picture. May 23rd, 2018. I'm driving, chilling to my music in the car.
Outside.
Yes, and I had just gotten back into town from Birmingham, Alabama, celebrating my cousin's nephew who just graduated from high school. And so I knew my husband, his name is Michael. He didn't come with us on that trip because.
And how long were y'all married at this point?
At that point, it was
take it back. Now, so 20 years.
Yeah, so it would have been. So it was 13. It was 13. Okay. So, as a matter of fact, May 14th, 2018, we had just celebrated our 13 year.
And this was April, so a month before
May. This is still May.
Okay.
So it was just probably like a week or so
after your anniversary. Right. Okay.
Now he stayed behind because he had to get some tests done, medical tests done. And so we were waiting for the results. So I get this phone call while in the car, May 23rd, and it's him. And he was like, I need you to come home right now. So that's not like him.
Right. So Michael's a very calm person. I've definitely been around him, probably heard 10 words. Very sweet person. Yeah. Absolutely. You could tell he was kind, but I could tell not one to be excitable. Right. For no reason.
Right. So I was like, okay, I'm coming. So I was like started praying. I was like, Lord, just give me the strength to be there for him, whatever it is. But in my mind, I'm like, those test results must have came back.
Right.
So when I got home, sure enough, he told me that they found cancer, and it was a rare form of cancer called cholangiocarcinoma.
I've never even heard that.
Yeah.
That's skin, though, I would think.
No, it's bile duct.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, your bile duct is very close to your pancreas and liver.
Mm-hmm.
And so, with it being so small, it had already attached itself on the liver.
Right.
And so we were just,
like,
I was in shock.
Next? Yeah.
So, but then, I had to be there for him. So, of course, the emotions came. And
at this time, you guys have kids. So, you have 2 children.
Yes.
And how old are they at this time?
Okay, so at this time, Miles was my son. He was 8, and Maya, my daughter, she was 12. Yeah.
Okay, so boom, you get this news. You know you have a family to take care of. You want to be there for them, and you have your own, of course, emotions that you have to deal with.
Right.
So what happens over the course of the treatment?
So
The
we're
time
still,
period.
we're still keeping the faith despite the negative, reports that we were continuing to get. So then, he decided to be a part of this clinical trial. And so I'm like trying to fast forward because we did a lot of trips back and forth to New
I remember
York.
seeing that. Yeah.
And then we, fortunately, when he had to have major surgery, this clinical trial that it was the last option that we had, where they placed this pocket-sized device in him, and they removed gallbladder and everything. They're trying to get the chemo directly to the tumors.
Right.
And so, fortunately, we were able to do that at Duke University. And at that time, we were living in Charlotte, North Carolina.
I think I do remember seeing that.
Mm-hmm. So that was good to still be in the same state because, being a mom, you still got to take care of your kids.
That is not
find
fun.
arrangements. Yeah, so being there for him. But unfortunately, the surgery, it went well, but 3 days or so after, his body just started
rejecting.
To do a flip. Yeah.
Okay.
And then it just kind of went downhill.
Right. So, instant single mom.
Right.
You are in North Carolina still?
Yeah.
Do you have family there?
We had a couple of cousins there. We had one of his cousins there that helped, but
and then people, when they have, first off, let me say again, I'm so sorry for your loss. I could not imagine having to go through that. A lot of times people go through major losses like that, everybody flops. And in the first month, maybe the first 2 months, people are there and you have the dinners and you have the phone calls and you have people checking on you. But after a while, that stuff starts to kind of taper off, but you're still left with the loss. You're still left with being an instant single mom. When you get married and have children, you think till death do us part, but everybody thinks we're going to be old and the kids are going to be out the house and we're going to walk our children down the aisle together. Nobody really thinks that. We all know it's a possibility. We know life, but nobody thinks that's going to be our story.
Right.
So what happened to make you, because I saw you guys were always together. You were a family unit.
Right.
Or the time period, what happened to make you click into, okay, I have to do this for my kids. Let me get out of bed. How long was that time period? Because I know everybody's will be different.
Right. There were days I knew I had to get out of bed because the kids still had school. They still had to report. But
thank God it wasn't virtual school. Like, y'all just have to wait. Try again next year. I feel like that now. Like, oh, you know what?
Yes.
Do something else.
So it just took me knowing, okay, I have to do this. So trust me, there was so many days I just wanted to lay in a bed with the covers over my head.
Right.
I didn't have strength for me.
Right.
So the only thing that was really keeping me going was to just have strength for them.
Yeah.
So not putting it on me, but putting it, these kids, they still need their mom.
Right.
So
getting up. But I know sometimes writing can be therapy. They always tell you to journal and write your thoughts down. And I'm thinking at the time period in my head, and I just keep seeing the word strength, and I keep seeing vigor, and I keep seeing purpose. When I'm talking to you right now, I'm literally seeing these words pop in my head, and I'm seeing this book in your lap. And again, I keep going back to this time. It's like, man, you did this in 2 years. This had to be a therapeutic process for you. What made you start to write this book? How did it start off as this book, or were you just writing? How did this come to be?
Honestly, it came to me December of 2019. So
about a year.
where we are now. It's September of 2020 and it's done.
I'm like, let me touch this for some, because procrastination, it needs to just lift off of me, and this is just giving me life right now. How did this happen?
Just
did it.
Just from talking to people, and I happen to be writing it too. When January, Kobe Bryant passed away suddenly, I was still working on this book.
Okay.
And in my spirit, it just dropped like, this is why you're writing it. Not saying that Vanessa Bryant is going to get a copy of the book, but it's just for, my situation is not unique.
Exactly. Unfortunately.
And it's for those wives out there. Becoming a young widow is not.
Well, I just got goosebumps, so I need you to send her a copy of that book.
Okay.
I just need you to just go ahead and do it, and just go ahead and send a copy of that book.
Yeah.
Because seeing, of course, we don't know people, but seeing through, like, you saw every wife, mother, girlfriend, everybody, period, felt that, like, heart rip when we saw what she went through.
Right.
And like you said, it's not unique. It's people that we know around here that go through that. It's people that nobody is expecting that, and then all of a sudden you have this thing. So is the book Instant Single Mom, is it like a how to get through this? Is it your story? What do people expect with the book?
It's my story about marriage, like really the hard truth of not showing your true self when you're going through premarital counseling, to the effect of having to get through some stuff in your marriage.
Don't go past that, because people need to hear that too, because even though that's not why we're here, y'all need to hear that, because a lot of times people do go through the motions.
Right.
And if you're going to have a wedding in your church, more than likely you have to go through premarital counseling.
Right.
But you're just saying what you think people want to hear.
Right.
That's not helping you at all. If you're going to go through it, be real about it, or don't go at all.
Right.
Like, I've had to take that back, because stop doing that, y'all. They don't want to go to counseling if you're going to go over there and lie.
Right.
Back to instant single
mom. So, and then, about being in it, we went through some challenging stuff in our marriage. And then I too had some health issues.
And I remember that. That's what I was thinking. When I saw him going through what he was going through, I was like, oh my God, is she okay? That's what my thought was.
Yeah.
Because I remember. Oh my God, okay. Yeah, so it's all of that. So I'm glad it's not just what to do after this might happen. This is my story. This is how my marriage. And I think what's so great and so beautiful about that also is it's easy to, and I want to be careful with my wording, but it's easy to be a martyr. And after that, somebody has passed away, the woe is me, look at me, everything was beautiful and butterflies, and now I want you to sympathize with me, empathize with me because of what I went through. But no, know that it won't always like this. I'm dealing with this now. It was a beautiful thing. We were partners, but it wasn't perfect. And I think that that's so great, because it's so irresponsible of people that have influence to put this rosy mirror on everything, because that's not what it is. And people who are going through a hard time need to know that they're not the only ones that struggle, that aren't perfect every day, but still I can get up. And still, even through my mess, I can do a book and I can still help you. I ain't perfect. I want to smack him sometimes. But you know what I'm saying? It's still a great, beautiful thing, and we got through it, and I have this product afterwards. You gotta do it, but go ahead.
And it also dips into, talk about the story of Ruth, because I'm guilty. I'm just putting myself out here.
It's a platform.
So, in the Bible story of Ruth, for people that don't know, is Ruth was okay, so let's just back it up. So Naomi was her mother-in-law. She's in the book. Naomi, her husband, her two sons, they went to a foreign land. Her two sons got married. One of the wives' name was Ruth. Okay, so
Naomi and a Ruth.
Yeah. So by the end of the first chapter, in this Bible story, Naomi had lost her husband. And so she had become bitter. And then before you know it, her sons were also killed. So then she decides, okay, I'm going to go back to where I came from, my hometown. And then the two daughter-in-laws were like, we'll go with you. But then one ended up, Naomi was like, no, go back. And so one of the daughter-in-laws went on back. And Ruth clung to her mother-in-law. So she went and she was like, my God's going to be, your God's going to be my God and all that kind of stuff. And I'm paraphrasing all this stuff. But the significance of what I'm saying is, Ruth being a young widow herself, she could have easily just stayed, but she saw something in her mother-in-law that she clung to. She didn't know probably at that time it was purpose-driven, because when she got to the hometown of Naomi, long story short, there was a rich man named Boaz, and Ruth was living in the field. She was by Boaz.
So everybody said.
Right. And so anyway, they ended up getting married. So, but my thing is, at that, years prior, I'm like, oh, my Boaz. But now this story has resonated so much with me, not for that aspect, but just for the fact that Christ is my redeemer. Boaz was an example,
right,
of Christ redeeming you,
right,
and that's what I cling to
right
now. So yeah, the story of Ruth is significant, but on a much deeper level.
Right.
Now.
So it's what if you have nobody else, who do you have left? And whether that be your faith, whether that be your faith in whatever, or your faith in yourself, you need to find something that's going to help you keep going after what you clung to is no longer there.
Right.
And that's all in this book.
Yes.
So what do we people need to, I want to put this towards the camera so they can see the book. Its picture is giving me life also, I must say. This is great. Instant single mom. This was not the dream. Wow. Monica, definitely congratulations.
Thank
and I think
you.
This is a beautiful thing. I think this is a needed thing. This is just the start of the journey with Instant Single Mom. We have some things in the works that are coming behind it. Where do people find the book? I know you can get it online, but there's also some stores carrying it as well.
Yes, so you can go to barnesandnoble.com, or you can just go to instantsinglemom.com, and also you can follow me on Instagram.
Okay.
So just
what's your IG?
Poise_success.
Poise, POISE_success, or Poise with the D.
With the D.
Okay, great. Are you doing a book tour?
I am, when things get a little...
Put it on blast! Book tour, radio tour.
Yeah.
Honestly, because, I know I'm not huge in this is the new book of the month that's out, but I don't know too many books, and I'm so big Black community. You know what I mean? Mental health for us is a big thing. Depression for us is a big thing, and not that we know it's there, but what are you doing about it?
Right.
And always preparation, healing. These things can promote so much. People can have lost a spouse 20 years ago and are still dealing with something that they haven't been able to get help for, and this book can be that beginning thing. So what are you going to do about the people that so they read the book and now they want to talk to you, now that they want help? Is that an option? Can they reach out to you?
Yes,
okay.
They can reach out to me. There's contact information in the book, so you can reach out to
me.
Yes.
Yeah.
With the, my email, or just reach out to me through instantsinglemom.com.
Yeah.
Or either my consultant website, which is Poise Success.
Go ahead and write Vanessa her thing in the forward. I'm going to send this off to her. If you don't,
okay.
So serious. I'm going to find out who to send it to, because I think she needs to get that. Again, I'm sorry for your loss. I am excited for your future. I'm excited for what your kids get to witness. This is another chapter of your life, and energy never dies. Thank you so much for tuning in to By Any Means Necessary. Thank you to Monica for coming all the way from, I want to say, Gainesville.
Yes.
Go! As always, peace, love, light.